woke up this morning and you got yourself a pew pew. Went to appeal hearing and you had a little powwow. Woke up this morning and you got yourself a cross-examination. That's what you got. This woman you see here slowly, very slowly, with the Dr. Melfi vibes from The Sopranos, is taking the stand. And thanks to Cammed Up Caveman for taking this footage. This is my cross-examination of Cynthia Moore, supervisor at the Land O'Lakes location in Pasco County, Florida. She went and bought a camera off Amazon or somewhere to make her case about her camera similar to my camera, blah, blah, blah. I could stop this 100 times, but it's long, so just watch it. Tell me what you think. Blibbity blobbity. Is Dr. Melfi hot from The Sopranos? Etc., etc. Check it out. Much love. Consider subscribing, joining. Please subscribe to me on Rumble. Unedited stuff there, different content there. Word. Plus there's a show tonight. Tonight, me and PC Patriot do a live stream. Tuesday nights. Rumble. Uncensored. Word. Enjoy.
Alright, Ms. Moore, you previously been sworn, is that correct? Were you sworn earlier this morning? Say your name.
Crystal Moore.
And what do you do for work, Ms. Moore?
I'm the Director of External Services at the Pasco County Tax Collector's Office.
Okay, for what's external services?
External Services includes our state agency growth test team. It includes my motor services, dealer services, call center.
Are you in that position just over Wesley Chapel or over all the offices?
Organization-wide for all 5 locations.
Organization-wide. Where do you sit at?
I am based out of Land O'Lakes.
Fair to say you're the supervisor for the safety agents?
Yes.
And could you just kind of establish what is the tax collector's office?
The Tax Collector's Office is an agent that acts on behalf of numerous departments, including Department of Agriculture, Department of Motor Vehicles, Department of Health. Just a whirlwind of transactions that we do for customers.
Can you give some examples of what type of services you offer?
We do birth certificates, we do concealed weapons, we do fingerprinting, we do driver's license, motor vehicle titles and registration, taxes, business taxes, income tax.
On an average day, about how many customers do you service countywide?
In all 5 offices, probably about 2,000 to 2,500 a day.
And how long have you been with the tax collector?
I've been with them for 13 years.
Over the years, has the tax collector's office found it necessary to adopt a video, photograph, and recording policy?
Yes, sir.
And what's the basis for doing so?
There was a disruption in the business. We could no longer serve our customers the way that we've always wanted to, and doing that good customer service. So we had to put something in place in order to monitor that.
And what is it about video recording that could be problematic to your business?
We have the Driver Privacy Act, where we have to protect customers' security, address, their private information, and we're seeing a lot of that at our counter. So when someone comes in and we're jeopardizing or putting that at risk to become public record, we have to do what we do to protect that. And one of the ways we do that is stopping business.
So the Driver Protection Act that you referenced, is that a federal regulation?
Yes, federal.
That's a federal regulation that your agency is bound by.
Yes.
Do you, under that regulation, have an affirmative duty to take steps to make sure that that information is protected?
Yes, sir.
Is the video recording policy one of the steps that you've taken in order to comply with that law?
Yes, sir.
And can you kind of just summarize what is the video recording policy?
The video recording policy doesn't eliminate the ability to video. It just puts the process in place. You gotta make the amendment, you gotta go through Rev. Giordano. We honor those requests, but we just have to have a certain process in place to do that.
And what about outside the facility, or the entrance, actually outside the building?
Yeah, outside the building, we're not in jeopardy. There's no private information outside the building.
So it's only for those who wish to record inside have to go through that process?
Yes.
And is that policy available anywhere for members of the public?
Yes, it's on our website. Yes.
So our copies already been introduced into evidence. Is the policy also posted at your property?
Yes, it's posted at each entrance.
Specifically with regards to the Wesley Chapel office, is it posted at the entrance there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I put in front of you what's been remarked for identification purposes. Is Exhibit F, do you recognize that?
I object to that because I wasn't violating a policy.
That's not,
Okay, go ahead.
you can argue that.
Okay,
That's not a legal basis to keep the further.
okay.
Do you recognize that?
I do, yes, sir.
How do you recognize it?
Yes, sir.
How do you recognize it?
The video policy, right above the pamphlet books that we have posted, just makes the customer aware of the policies.
And is that how it appears at the entrance to your Wesley Chapel location?
Yes,
Is that right in the walkway where members of the public come in?
right,
And is that how it would have appeared on February 2nd, 2024?
yes, sir.
We received and introduced as Exhibit F.
It is, counts up.
For the record, composite F, it's got 2 photos in it. Was it admitted? Sorry.
Oh, yeah, it was, I'm sorry.
Said that before. Sorry. In addition to that policy on the billboard there, is there also a notice on the front door as individuals come into your offices?
Yes,
Does the Wesley Chapel office have such a notice on the front door?
yes.
Notice on the front door. All right, Johnny, it's been pre-marked for identification purposes as Exhibit G. You can take a look at that package. Do you recognize that? How do you recognize it?
It's on the doors of all of our offices.
And is that specifically depicts the doors of Wesley Chapel office?
Yes,
And would that have been there on February 2nd, 2024? Move into evidence, it's a composite sheet.
Any objection? No. You mean it's county's composite G?
And Ms. Moore, do you have television screens inside the, we'll talk about the Wesley Chapel office specifically. You have television screens in there?
yes, sir.
What's the purpose of the television screens?
They have various advertisements on it, references our Nino queue system and particular college, but it also has some policy reminders on there. Has a daughter driver privacy act that we have to honor. And it honors, or it mentions taking a seat for safety purposes.
From their sliders. It was sent through with everything else. Screenshots from their sliders. All right, I placed in front of you what's been marked for identification purposes as composite H. Do you recognize that?
I do, yes, sir.
Could you go through and testify as to what's on each page of the composite?
Yes. It's posted.
What's actually depicted on those?
What, I'm sorry.
What's actually depicted on those? What are we looking at?
So the customer's personal information, that protection is part of the driver privacy act.
Okay.
Then we have to correct that. And then the please have a seat, it's just for safety purposes.
Okay. So those go up on the television screens for everyone in your office.
They do, yes, yes,
And would those have been on the screen in the Wesley Chapel office on February 2nd?
yes.
Move into evidence as composite H.
Everything. Skills.
Was she at the location that day?
Is that an objection?
Objection, was she at the location that day?
I don't know that.
She's claiming that was on the screens that day in the office.
Malay Foundation.
So, okay, you oversee all of the offices,
I do,
right?
yes, sir.
Those television screens you testified to with the sliders, those on display in all of your offices every day?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
And how long has that practice been going on?
There's, I think right now we have about 4 advertisers, so it kind of flips through from the advertiser to these screens. Then we also have a contract with like Castle County Animal Services where we have like an animal screen that pops up, but they're all random. Each screen probably holds its screen as far as the visibility aspect for, I would say, 30 seconds.
The practice you're describing, though, showing these sliders on the screen, that practice was in effect in all locations on February 2nd, 2024?
It's been in place for some years.
I would move into
Objection. How does she know if they were even functioning that day? Was she there?
In response, to some extent, I think that goes to weight non-visibility. She just testified that that's the common practice, that, and she was not there that day. She could testify to that, she was not there that day. but it's the common practice of fair fund. Also in the ordinance for these trespass appeal hearings that the formal rules of evidence shall not apply. So there's a lot of leeway there. I mean, of course, it has to be relevant in everything that you review, but I think she's laid sufficient foundation for purposes of this hearing.
I'll admit, welcome your testimony. If you were by what's happening in the publication, when they were posted on.
And I'll just ask you to follow up to your knowledge, were there any IT issues or
Okay,
technical
not
issues?
at all, no. I'm part of the IT group when we have outage tickets, and no, there were no outages that day, not on the TVs.
So you're saying you would actually be aware if there was an outage?
I would, yes, sir.
Objection. A TV could crap out that day. She can't know. She can't know unless she saw it. She has personal first-hand knowledge.
Alright, that's your opinion. She's testifying, she's on the IT team, if something happens, she would get a notification. You can't object to whether you.
Okay, I'm an FBI agent.
Alright,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll decide whether I want to leave that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Your office have a ticket system for customers that are coming in?
We do, yeah, in the ticket system, yes.
How does that work?
If a customer comes in, they get a ticket for service. If they don't get a ticket, honestly, they're gonna sit in the lobby for an unknown amount of time, but they get a ticket for service. Then the tickets are called everywhere that they can.
So where do they get the ticket from?
They get it from our gatekeeper, our front desk. There's a sign above it that says, please check in.
Is that right when you come in?
Yes, yes, sir.
Fair to say anybody coming in, and we're talking about Wesley Chapel, of course, is gonna see that.
Absolutely.
Objection. How can she testify to what everybody's gonna see and where their eyes are looking?
A fair objection, but
You can also be blind. You can also be partially blind.
alright. It's not the point. I think the point is that it's in an conspicuous place. Am I right?
That is the point. It's an conspicuous place where it should be able to be seen from anybody coming in.
Right, it hangs from the ceiling, right over the desk.
I get your point, but she can't testify that everybody can see it, but
She can't testify that I saw it.
I don't think she did.
I
Okay.
would not ask her that. Have you, as part of your job, gone back and actually reviewed video surveillance in this case?
Yes, sir.
And did you review the video surveillance of the appellant arriving into your office?
Yes.
And what did he do?
The person arrives in the office, the boy, the gatekeeper does not get a ticket, has a seat in the middle of the lobby, up the mid-row back, and probably sits there for 5 or 10 minutes.
When you say person, it appeared to be the appellant in this case? So it sat in the lobby without taking a ticket. I'd like to play a video for the appellant as well as Karen Wilson.
Which videos is this?
The surveillance video.
Objection. I made a public record request for that video and they told me they are not allowed to give it out. So for him to have a copy of it, no way. I wanted to bring in that surveillance footage and they told me I'm not allowed to have it.
That's if he wanted it. We can,
So, I don't know that I'm the right person to address your complaint about the public records request. I know that there are certain exemptions to public records. I don't know if one applies to this. If
How did he get them if I can't get them?
he's a county employee,
So, I needed them for my hearing. They cited a law saying that the law says you're not allowed to have the schematics of where the wiring and the cameras are. They misquoted the law. When I told them they misquoted the law, they just completely ignored it.
yeah, I'll withdraw the request. It's not that important to the
I mean, yeah, if you want to go in the other room and watch it first,
No, if I can't have the videos, they can have the videos.
it's fine. I have no problem.
I have it, but
If he's allowed to have it, whether he can use it for it or not, I don't get your point.
But I'm not allowed to have it.
I'm not here to answer the
Oh,
public records.
interesting.
all right, I'm not going to get into evidence, so I think it's a moot point. What you observed on that video, he sat there for, you said 5 to 10 minutes, never took a ticket.
Yes, sir.
Was there anything else you observed on that video that was indicative of video recording?
You can see that he had the body camera on, but that's all. From that view, I couldn't tell if it was like in front of them.
All right. Did he eventually get up and?
He did. Eventually, he went up and he went to the gatekeeper, and then I can see that he spoke to her.
So, for someone to not check in and just kind of sit there, is that usual behavior in your office?
Absolutely.
Objection. What does it matter? It's a public place. I'm allowed to sit in there and take notes.
Well, he said he couldn't do that. Yes, it was unusual.
What does it matter if it's usual? What's the relevance?
I don't know. Let's see where they go with it.
For someone who was trying to get quickly in and out, is that something?
Objection.
What?
The term quickly, who brought that up? Who said
He
quickly?
brought it up. I gave you leeway to ask whatever you wanted.
There's no quickly about it. I was there to do free press. I had a clipboard with me. Doesn't matter how quickly or usual it was, it's irrelevant.
It may be relevant, I don't know,
Okay.
I haven't heard it.
Okay.
I'm happy to move on, it's not that important. You said you supervise the safety agents, correct?
We do, yes, sir.
Is one of their responsibilities conducting driver's tests?
Yes, yes, sir.
So on the day of this incident, did your safety agents and your Wesley Chapel office, did they have to suspend doing driver's tests?
They did. We had to stop taking road tests out from 2:52 until 3:50 on that day.
You actually keep a written log of all the road tests?
Objection. They didn't have to do anything.
I'll report the question.
I'm fine with what the question was, I understand what. Their testimony earlier today was the policy is, somebody's recording, they shut down everything.
They've also testified they had zero clue if I was recording or not. The rest, everything after that should
Well,
be
we're here
here.
for it then, I'm taking it all in.
All right.
Okay?
Mhm.
But I don't think anything was said wrong right there.
Okay. They said that they had to.
First,
They make their own.
policy.
They make their own
They
decisions.
had to.
Well, it's nothing that I do.
I got
said that.
It's not a time frame to argue.
No, it's not. And no one said that. You make assumptions.
Okay.
They said that they had to. If that's
Well, what's the relevance?
their own
How
policy, then that's their own policy. But they shut down.
Okay, so they're not saying it's because of me.
I didn't hear that. I heard
Okay,
they-
very good, very good, as long as that's not said.
So you actually keep a written log of all the driver's tests that are administered?
Yes, sir.
And did you review the log from February 2nd, 2024?
We did.
And you've already testified that there was a gap in tests that were administered?
Yes, sir.
How long was that gap?
We didn't take any road tests out from 2:52 p.m. until 3:50. We had a 2:40 appointment that day, a 3:15 appointment that day, and a 3:50. So my 2:40 didn't go out until 4:16. My 3:15 didn't go out until 4:19. And my 3:50 didn't go out until 4:45. So we were well past an hour of the appointment time for the customer to think of me.
Okay. You show her a copy of the log.
What is that?
Their log are redacted.
What is this again?
It's the log you just testified to of the driver's test that they administered that day. More I place in front of you, remark for identification purposes, is exhibit J, do you recognize that?
Yeah, one second.
The road test log from the second that you just testified to?
Yes, sir.
Has that version been redacted to protect private and confidential?
Absolutely, you have to, yes.
You would see to move it in to evidence as I think we're up to J. I don't know, think for that one. I have J.
Huh?
I have J, but I will see to move it in evidence.
Oh, maybe it's these. Whatever you say. You're right. The photos are good about. Any objection to this?
I don't see the relevance.
I mean,
Very solid in the ordinance.
Objection.
but
I didn't do anything to stop it, other than stand there and try to make a public record request. That is completely irrelevant. How can I stop a driving test happening outside? It doesn't make any sense. Standing in one spot asking for a public record request peacefully does not stop them from doing any type of business. They tried this in the last hearing too, tried to blame me for their actions.
I understand your argument, but their argument, I also understand, which is they believe you to be recording, and if they believe you to be recording, then their policy says they shut everything down. Part of the elements of whether you should trespass under the code is whether you provided a disruption of business.
Of course I
They
do.
believe you were recording. Following this, I see the relevance enough to hear it out. Whether you're recording or not, we have to take this particular evidence as it, with the assumption that you were, for the consideration of whether this is admissible or not.
Let's say I was recording, how would that stop a driving test?
That's their policy. If somebody's recording, they shut down the work. I don't know. I guess we.
So what facts do they have that I disrupted a driving test?
Yeah, I mean, he brings up a good point, Mr. John. Is the policy that they shut down everything? Or is it that they shut down the counter business?
Do I get that? Have the witness testify to that?
Sure.
So, when there's believed to be an instance of video recording inside the office, what actions does your office take and why?
Basically, one of the management team will go out to the lobby and make the announcement that we currently have to stop business. We're doing this to protect the private information. We stop business, we have all the customers that work from the counter, we ask that they put away all the private documents, so nothing's in plain view. And then we just wait it out until sheriff arrives or until we decide that there's no longer that threat and we need to be in business again.
And just to follow up on that, individuals who administer the driver's test, who's that?
I think we,
The safety agents. Who administer the driver's test?
I think we,
required, or is it often necessary for the safety agents to be inside the building?
Yes, because we have customers that we've now made sit down and wait, now they're getting a little unruly and a little anxious.
So because of that, they're not available to administer driver's
Yes,
test.
yes, they gotta maintain peace.
That's the relevance.
What was the last part?
We gotta maintain the peace, because the customers tend to get a little unruly when we gotta stop doing this.
So, okay.
So those tests that weren't able to happen during that hour, I think you already testified, if they happen later in the day.
Yes,
Based on that, did you have to authorize overtime to the
I
safety
did,
agent?
yes, sir.
That also have an effect on the business that day. In your position, moving on, in your position with the tax collector's office, have you actually ordered body cameras for your safety agents?
I have, yes.
Or at least started to look into it? How many have you ordered?
Right now, I've only got one, I've ordered the other 4, so all of our office will have one. We started with one to test, just to check the video footage and the audio quality to see if it's where we wanted it, and then I ordered the rest.
So you have one that you've been testing?
I do.
Your safety agents have not actually pointed out in the field yet?
In Gulf Harbors is where we tested it, so that one safety agent there, he just tested it, and he has to get it out of the field there.
Okay. And you observed the video footage that Mr. Isidore that was played earlier, correct?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. And did you compare the body camera, well, it's the same body camera that's here today, fair to say? Did you compare that body camera with the one you've been testing?
Yes, it's very similar.
Does it appear to be a similar model?
Yeah.
Just so I'm clear, we're talking about Mr. Felix's camera? It's similar to the one that they're buying?
Yes. Show it the side by side. Show you it's been pre-marked for identification purposes only as Exhibit K. Do you recognize that?
Yes,
How do you recognize it?
it's the same camera from the video footage versus the camera that I purchased.
Objection, she has no way of knowing that.
I'm not seeing the images, what do you mean?
They have a picture of a camera from the internet, they have a picture of a camera I was wearing that day. That doesn't mean I don't have 5 body cameras.
I think what she's telling you, what she's testifying to is that the camera you were wearing that day is one of the photos, and the camera she bought is the other one.
She testified that the camera I was wearing that day is sitting right there, and there's no way she would know that.
I don't think that's what she's saying. I think she's, what I heard is,
But
all right, well, I disagree with you, but and you correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay,
Testifying that the photos you're looking at is 2 different cameras on one photo. One of them one you bought, and one of them's from the video of him,
yes,
that day he was in there.
yes,
That's what I thought.
Do they appear to be similar models?
they are very similar, yes, sir.
We would move that into evidence as Exhibit K.
We'll give me this exhibit K.
So that body camera of a similar model that you've been testing, you've had opportunity to test it.
Yes,
Have you ever observed a flashing red light on that model?
it does, I'm going to record it, that's not at the top.
Is that the only time you've seen a flashing red light on your recording? Okay. What about a red solid light?
Red silent light,
Solid.
because when it's about to go dead, we have a green light ready to go.
Ready to go, meaning standby?
Charge.
What was the solid red light? What was the answer?
I'm sorry,
The solid red light, did you answer that question?
usually that means it needs to be charged.
And the green means to start.
Yes, they're ready to go.
Sorry, I didn't hear
And
that.
if you get record, what does the light do?
Starts lit in the red.
You want to demonstrate that?
Is that the camera?
What was the question?
That's the camera that you purchased?
Yes, this is the one I purchased.
Is the camera that's in your hand right now, is that the same one you testified to that you purchased that you've been testing?
Yes, sir.
So is it fair to say the only time you've seen a flashing red light on that camera is if it was recording?
Yes, sir.
No further questions.
What's your name again?
My name is Crystal Moore,
Where you work?
Maple Lake.
Manuel Lakes Tax Collector's Office?
Yes, sir.
You want to sign on your boss?
Yeah.
It's 10 feet away, your boss?
Yeah.
They tell you we can record inside there as long as we're back up?
No,
You know? Where did the office manager get that information from?
Objection, speculation.
It's not speculation.
I think you testified where this video.
You're in charge of the safety?
Yeah.
Did you hear the testimony where Jerry said? Jerry said you're under the record.
He's under me, yes, but I did not hear his testimony, I was not part of it.
Can I play it for you? Can I play it for you?
That video you played earlier?
Yeah, sure.
So you don't have anything there?
No.
I'll object to the question.
Okay. Oh, wow.
That's Jerry, right? Is that your employee? Okay. You know that lady?
I do.
Who is she?
She's the office manager of my place.
And you hear her saying as long as they're back away from the camera, they can record it, right? I'm sorry?
The data that they're-
August.
Okay.
Is this lady your employee?
Yes.
So you're not sure of her?
No.
But he is your employee?
Yes.
And you see they're both agreeing to that? You see Gary nodding, right? Okay.
Okay, now it's going to
Excuse me?
be not to pull me here. I'm not using you now, but it doesn't mean I agree with you.
So you don't agree with me that that's Jerry?
That's Jerry, but I'm not saying he's nodding because he agrees. He's nodding.
So she agrees. She agrees.
Objection, I object to any question of her interpreting how people on video that she wasn't present for, she doesn't know anything about.
She wasn't present with my last trespass either. But we're still taking her testimony. Now she needs to be present.
She testified to policies of the office.
Sure.
She testified to.
Then I agree. Here's one of her employees saying it's okay if they record in here.
Well, I think the question he's objecting to is the body language of Gary.
Okay, fine. Forget the nodding. That's fine.
Good.
Like I instructed them basically, as long as they're not, creating havoc or anything like that, they're allowed to record inside with no issues or anything like that. We're just trying to get away from it. Correct.
Pretty clear, right?
It is, I got that wrong.
I'm sorry. So when your employee is agreeing with the police officers that it's okay to record in there, they're mistaken?
Yes,
Oh, they're mistaken.
With the
The office
policy.
manager is mistaken and Jerry who works under you is mistaken.
yes.
Oh.
Misunderstanding.
And the police are mistaken?
I can't answer for the police, that's not
You
her.
didn't just hear the police say it's fine to record in there according to my persona?
Again, I didn't hear that myself.
You didn't just hear it?
I didn't hear Mr. Fasano tell the sheriff's office that they're allowed to do that.
Do you speak to Mike Fasano?
I do.
And you've never heard him say this? Have you ever heard Tim Quet say this?
No.
So these people delusional?
I'm not saying they're delusional, I'm saying there's a miscommunication or misunderstanding.
Yeah, what's the point? That was my whole point before.
She works at the Lango Lake office.
Right.
It's
Her
her
mistakes.
Her direct? It's not a mistake. That's the whole point.
She's testifying that her.
I know she's testifying that it's a mistake,
No,
convenient.
she's testifying that her supervisors never told her that. We're asking, well, why did this lady say that? I don't know.
Where-
She's wrong, that's what she's testifying.
Where would these people get this information from?
I just can't testify that, I agree with Mr. Conley. Think about it, anybody you work with, you're responsible for if they misunderstand something, I mean, it's not reasonable. She's telling you she's
Her
wrong.
direct underling said, they can record in here as long as they back up.
She's saying they're wrong, she's not standing by it.
Okay. And you won't let me show you Mike Fasano saying it because I don't have it with me today, correct?
Correct, unless, I mean.
So Mike Fasano's never ever directed you to what these people are saying in the video.
No.
Tim's never directed you that.
No, sir.
So what is the direction from Tim and Mike Fasano about recording this?
The direction is our policy that's in black and white, they're exact same.
Now, how do you know this model and that model are the exact same?
I didn't say they were exact same, I said they were similar.
Okay, does that mean they're the same?
No.
Does that mean they function the same?
Similar.
Does that mean they function the same?
They're similar, that's the way I answered, that's all I can say, I'm not talking being professional, they're similar,
So you don't know if they're the same.
they're similar.
Are they the exact same?
I don't know,
Okay,
I'm not a professional.
I didn't ask if you were a professional.
Okay.
Okay. So were you at the tax collector's office that day when I was there?
Yeah.
So you have no personal first-hand knowledge of what happened that day?
Other than video,
Is the video open for public records, the surveillance video?
I don't know, I'm not in charge of video, of public records, so I manage that.
Who is in charge of public records?
We have a group that's in here.
Do I have a right to make public records requests in person?
You do.
Okay, so if I'm accosted and being treated like a school shooter for trying to get a public record, is that your policy to treat the public that way?
No, not when they're there for service.
Right, so I was there for a service, you agree with that,
I
right?
do.
And the reason I couldn't get the service is?
Because you refuse to put your body camera in the car or turn it around at least so that.
Ma'am, how do you know this? How do you know
that you
this?
were not recording.
How do you know I was instructed to put the body camera in the car?
She said they're the testimony.
Yeah, but that's hearsay from another guy. We just said we can't go by it. How do you know he's not mistaken? We just said the other person could be mistaken. Now he can't be mistaken?
You asked how did she know that you were instructed to put it up? You testified to it, and so did the
I
other.
didn't testify to that. I was never told to put it in my car. Never.
That's what you testified.
No, sir. No, sir. He told me to take it off. He didn't tell me to go outside. He didn't tell me to go to my car. None of that stuff. He said, take it off.
I misunderstood. I thought you said he told you to take your car.
No. Absolutely
So
not.
you made the argument, well, I don't have to go back out in the car if there's a news story.
Yeah, my argument is that if I have all my equipment and I want to record the outside, and then I want to take notes on the inside, I have to take my stuff all the way to the car, go inside, take notes.
But where did the car thing come from? If he
He
didn't.
made that up.
Oh, you're saying he testified that he told you.
He doesn't, not me.
All right, I misunderstood. I thought you.
No, he did not tell me to take it to my car. He said, take it off.
Okay.
Okay. Do I have a right to wear a camera?
No, not when we have the perception that it could be live. I mean,
So your perception supersedes the law
Perception, yes. We've got to go by perception.
instead of the law.
If it's possible that you're recording and I'm endangering private information for my customers, I have to do away with that. I have to ask you to put it away.
Okay,
Ask you
so
to put it up.
if someone's wearing glasses that record,
I'm sorry,
if someone's wearing glasses that have a camera, how would you do that?
I wouldn't know.
So,
But
does
if I-
everybody,
if I
hold on,
answer
man, hold on,
to
man,
purpose-
please, hold on. Does everyone in there have, man, please, just answer my question.
I will.
Does everyone in there have a camera in the pocket?
No,
So your phone doesn't have a camera?
mine does, but not everybody else's does. Maybe
Do
they
the
don't have.
majority of smartphones these days have a camera app on them?
They do.
Can the majority of people in the United States take their phone out of their pocket and record?
If we see a customer pull their phone out.
That's not my question, man.
Not in the tax button, no.
I'm sorry?
Not in the tax
Do the
button, no.
majority of Americans have the capability to record video on in a moment's notice? They do. Does everyone, the majority of people who walk in the tax collector's office have a camera in their pocket on their phone?
They do, but they're not using it.
How do you know this?
Because they would have their camera out to get the video.
So if I turn my phone over and put it on my clipboard like this,
I'm gonna ask you, if I see it blinking, or I think that you're recording
Phone's
me,
blinking?
based on your body language, I'm gonna ask you, are you recording me? Because if you are, I'm gonna ask you to turn that off.
okay, so let's say this.
Same thing.
I think,
If you give me the
So you
impression.
tell me if I just hold my phone here, you're gonna be suspicious and perceive that I'm recording.
If you give me the impression, that's a possibility, yes, I'm gonna ask you.
So you strictly go up by your feelings. Is that correct? No objective measures are necessary? No proof?
We've had CDL drivers come in with GoPros on their hat, we ask them to put them in the car. They do it.
You ask, it's a request, it's not mandatory, correct?
We ask them, they can't.
Is it a request or is it mandatory?
We first ask. if
Is
they
it a
don't-
request or is it mandatory?
you don't need to guide the witness. You say.
She's not answering. Is it a request or not?
They asked.
They ask,
You're supposed
and
to
if you
finish,
don't
you
comply,
interrupted.
now it's mandatory. Policy comes
Say
down.
again, say again.
When we ask, if you don't comply, then the policy comes down. The trespass.
So the policy says you cannot have a camera.
You can't have, be using a camera now.
That's not what I asked her.
Was she? Okay.
That is not what I asked her. They're being deceptive and invasive again. Am I allowed to have a camera in there, yes or no?
In your pocket, yes.
Oh, okay, show me the policy that says only in your pocket you can have a camera.
It's not in policy.
So where is it?
The judgment call. We have to enforce that policy. The only way to enforce that policy is to eliminate any potential for risk.
So no phones are allowed?
They are, but they can't be up. Like somebody's recording. You know yourself. You can
Oh,
tell.
I'm sorry, so they can't be up because of that, right?
Yep. As long as you've got your finger over that camera, I'm not gonna ask you.
Also, I have to have, now I have to have my hand over the lens. Is that correct?
Eliminate anything the recording. That's
So I can come in there and prove myself innocent to you, is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that, but don't speculate. Don't give me the assumption
Isn't that what you're doing?
that you're doing something you shouldn't be doing.
Aren't you speculating when you say recording?
No.
What
I can
evidence
see
do you
your
have?
light blinking and I can see my camera does the same
Is
thing.
this blinking?
No.
Am I recording?
There's a setting you can turn on.
Right, so it doesn't matter if it's blinking or not, correct? That's
So now
irrelevant.
everybody camera that comes in, we're gonna ask whether it's blinking red or not.
So every phone that comes in, you're gonna yes, every phone has a camera.
That's held up, yes.
So if they're held up, and that's in the policy, we're gonna read it.
It's not in the policy, sir.
So you're just making this up.
The only way I can enforce a policy is to be proactive, and that's how I'm proactive.
You're proactive by,
By eliminating the potential for someone to record.
And let me finish this.
everyone has a potential to record, do they not?
They
Do
do.
it out of their pocket and it's hanging up in the air,
But what if it's in their pocket like this?
and there's no problem with that.
Well, I can be recording right now.
There's no problem
So
with
you wouldn't perceive this as recording?
that. No.
Oh, my goodness. So, again, we're going based on your emotions and your perceptions and your feelings. We're not going on any objective facts.
Emotion and not feelings, perception, yes.
What you perceive is how you feel, is it not?
No.
I feel like he was recorded. I perceive
See that you were recording.
because of light blinking.
Yes.
Man, you see now that there's no light blinking,
Right.
but I'm still recording.
Okay.
You understand that?
I do.
Okay. So there's no way for you to know.
Okay. So from now on, we currently call
That
that.
doesn't prove
license.
that you weren't recording though.
Huh?
It doesn't prove.
They have to prove I was recording, not to prove that I wasn't.
All right, well, what, can you make it blink red if you're not recording?
You can set it any way you
I'm
want.
asking you a specific question.
You can set it up any way you want.
Okay, So you can blink red when it's not recording?
I'm not sure, honestly, I haven't gone through all the functions, I haven't had that one,
So you've never used it where it's blinking red and you weren't recording?
but I'm not sure about that, honestly.
That's a problem.
Why is it a problem?
Because they testified that it was blinking. You just testified you don't think you've ever used it where it was blinking, where you weren't recording.
I didn't testify that.
You just said it.
Do I have to prove myself innocent here?
Yeah, you're the appellant.
I have to prove myself innocent?
You have to.
I don't have to be proven
You have to
guilty.
overturn the appeal. The burden's on you.
Say again?
You filed an appeal. The burden's on you to
I didn't give an original hearing. What do you mean?
to appeal the trespass.
Right.
Right.
I wasn't recording. They have no evidence I was recording. Simple as that. It's as simple as that. They're going by their perception and their emotions and their feelings.
Most of it actually, but I don't know.
What's that?
I don't know.
What don't you know, sir?
We'll get to it when you testify.
I'm confused.
Me too.
So, the only evidence you have that I was recording was that you perceive I was recording. Okay. Other than that, you have nothing else.
Customers were granted that same perception.
Which customer?
Our customers in the lobby, that's why they were upset when we stopped business.
They were upset that you stopped business, and not because I was standing way off to the side, right? Making a record request?
They were upset that you had a camera and their information was injected.
Do you have evidence of this?
In return, I had to stop business.
You have evidence of this?
I don't.
You have a testimony, written testimony, affidavit, witness statement?
I don't.
You have anything?
I will make sure we get that.
You have anything?
I don't today.
Just your perception. And why should I trust you?
You don't have to.
Well, I'm asking you, are you trustworthy?
I am.
And why should I trust you?
Because I'm trustworthy. I'm an honorary person.
You are.
I am.
Okay. Is your policy congruent with the law?
Objection.
I'm not a legal attorney.
No.
I know the policy is a policy and I enforce
Does
it.
your policy have to be congruent with the law? Objection.
Again, I'm not an
Mr.
attorney.
Felix, we've done down this road 1,000 times. You challenge the constitutionality of the
No.
policy?
So legality.
All right, but then that's not what we're here for today.
Okay.
Whether.
Can your policy be changed on a whim?
It can be adjusted as society changes, as the public changes.
I'm saying, not in writing, his manager told him to go out and record me. And he said it was in the video recording policy, and then he changed his
It's
testimony.
not in the policy, it's part of the procedure that they were instructed to do.
So they're instructed to violate the policy.
They didn't violate the policy. There's a section in there that says government can do it, and it also allows us to do it for safety issues. So when we feel we have a safety issue, we're certainly allowed to report.
Do I have the right for my own safety to make an objective record?
No, if you fear for your safety, you need to call law enforcement.
I did call law enforcement.
Okay.
Okay.
Then you follow the proper protocol. If you fear for your safety, you call law enforcement. That's what all of us do.
So what safety was in jeopardy? Whose safety?
The safety of the privacy of the information of the customers we had in the office at the time that you were there.
So you believe it's illegal to gather private information?
And make it public? Yes.
I didn't say that, ma'am. Just answer the question.
The state gathers that information. We don't know capital.
Is it illegal for someone to gather personal information on Jackson?
Yeah. What's relevant?
Because they're saying the Driver Protection and Privacy Act, which only pertains to their employees in the motor vehicle database, something I do not have access to, something that doesn't apply to me.
I understand exactly what it is and what they're saying about it. It's their responsibility to keep it private, that's what you're getting at, right?
Right, and you
That's
cannot violate an American citizen to keep the records private. You have to create privacy with either take them to a private room, put up some walls like they did during COVID.
And I think that's a constitutionality and policy argument,
But it's not.
okay.
And the law also says it's not illegal to gather content, but only to knowingly distribute or publish it. So I can go there and record all day by law.
You,
Anyone.
right, but you, they are required to not let you do that. They're required to protect that information.
That has not, the DPPA does not say that at all, anywhere. Where the DPPA does it say you have the right to stop someone from recording in public?
Doesn't say that I have the right to
Doesn't
stop
say that.
recording.
It doesn't say that.
It says that they have the duty to protect it from disclosure to you. It's not your information.
Right.
Okay.
I don't have the duty.
You're right. That's why they created a policy to stop you from recording, because it's their duty.
It's their duty to create privacy, not by violating a human being. Because then they can say you can't wear a cross. Then they can say you don't have free speech in here. It's all under the same.
So there's plenty of case
thing.
law about time, place, and manner restrictions.
Correct. When they're open for business in a public place.
There's time, place, and manner restrictions.
Right. The time is during business hours.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue the constitutionality of the.
I'm not talking about
That is what you're, that's exactly what you're doing. That's what you've been doing this whole time.
No. The law is the law.
Do you have any more questions of this?
Yeah. There's the policy have to be congruent with the law.
He objected, I sustain that you don't okay to that.
Who creates policy?
Our man.
Do they use a lawyer?
Yes.
Tim Boyd testified that they make it out of thin air in our last hearing. You understand that, right?
I do, also, you asked a very general question. I mean, if you want to pick apart the testimony like you were doing to them, we can do that, but I don't see.
What's the name of the lawyer they use?
I don't know, honestly.
Are you in the meetings when the policies are written?
No.
How do you know they use a lawyer?
I'm told.
You're told, so it's hearsay. So you don't know, or you don't have personal first-hand knowledge.
You didn't ask for that though.
I'm asking
You did.
I'm asking right now.
Okay.
You don't have personal first-hand knowledge that they use a lawyer. Okay. Did you see the last hearing? And your employee mistaken. The police are mistaken. You don't know if they're the same body camera. You weren't there that day in West Chapel, correct?
Yes, sir.
And what is the screen you're saying I saw? Or I should have seen? Or I should have
I've been
seen?
very patient with you and allowed you to ask whatever you want to ask. She never testified to that. I don't see the point in what we're doing. She said it was an inconspicuous place.
What was an inconspicuous place?
These proceeds that they admitted as evidence already.
And you're claiming I saw that?
No, she never testified to that.
You look at the
Sorry, you guys
TV.
can't sue a lawyer now?
No, I'm just, my patience is running thin when you object to everything he says. And you're asking stuff.
Nobody objected to anything I'm saying except you right now.
Yeah, I am objecting.
Okay, right, I think that's
You
right.
already asked her, I've already made a decision on it.
Okay, what did the sign say?
The sign on the gatekeeper says, please check it.
And how do you know they were functioning that day?
You did.
And I was taking notes, right?
Yes.
Then after a few minutes, I got up and, was that peaceful?
From the video, yes.
Was that peaceful when I went to the gatekeeper?
Yes.
Was that peaceful towards the gatekeeper?
I don't know. I didn't see anything happen.
Has anyone told you that I was unpeaceful towards the gatekeeper?
No, but they wouldn't tell me.
Why wouldn't
Office
they?
managers who would get part of work.
Are you not the office manager?
No.
So you didn't know what to do with West Chapel?
I oversee the safety agents and I oversee external searches.
And West Chapel, you oversee the agents?
Yes.
Are the agents armed when they're getting driving tests?
Yes.
Did you see me flailing, doing anything threatening to anyone?
No, I didn't watch the whole video. Like I said, I only watched the portion where you sat in the lobby with their ticket and they got up to gatekeeper.
So when I asked the gatekeeper for public records, did she say to me, please take a ticket?
I don't know. I don't have audio. I don't see visual.
Okay, so you don't know if the gatekeeper told me to take a ticket?
I don't.
Am I allowed to be public records person? Did you instruct Mr. Gentry to tell me we don't do those here, you're not allowed to be here to do them?
I see the agents don't handle public records requests. It's the staff that handles the office staff.
So if Mr. Gentry's involving himself in a public records request, he's also mistaken, he should have done that?
He was mistaken in the fact that he needed to run it through management and take the proper protocol that way.
So he didn't do his job correctly?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in that day.
That day he didn't do his job correctly? So that day he didn't do his job correctly, okay. What's the policy for, if someone requests a manager?
Usually you ask me a gatekeeper, or if you get to the counter, you're working with a CSR, you have the CSR, they get a manager, they come over and they address you.
Now, when I asked the gatekeeper to, make a public records request, she says, hold on, I'm gonna go ask my manager. Now, why didn't I get to speak to a manager?
I can't answer that. I've never seen managers.
What's the policy towards how you treat the public?
We treat them with dignity and respect, and we expect the same thing back.
What about sarcasm? Is that part of the policy?
No,
How about aggressiveness?
no.
No? Did you see Jeff being aggressive with you?
I didn't see the video of that.
Why did you stop watching?
That's the only piece that they gave me.
Who's they?
IT. I pulled it from IT. IT gave me the video of you coming in and sitting in the office without getting a ticket. That was the main concern on my end.
So you never saw me being unsafe?
They didn't want the video.
The video you see, was I being unsafe?
No, from the time you sat in the lobby to the time you approached the gatekeeper the first time, there was no aggression.
Nothing.
No.
Right. So why would I say you didn't get involved?
Because now you're by the door and you're noticed that you have a body camera. When you sat in the lobby, nobody noticed you had that body camera.
And now you're saying you're gonna revise the policy that no cameras can be in there at all?
I'm not saying the policy is going to be revised, it may be clarified, but certainly anybody that gives us the perception that there's that possibility that video is being taken or being recorded, we're going to adjust it.
So it's gonna be based on your perception only? Not law, not anything else?
Yeah, not a lawyer.
Is it gonna be based on your perception only, and the perception of the employees of the
It's
TCO?
going to be based on the interpretation of the policy unless they make it more black and white and defined.
So not perception now? Earlier you testified perception.
Perception of the policy, our understanding of the policy, to me are one and the same in interchangeable terms. So unless they change that policy and make it more direct and black and white, yes, it's going to be my
You didn't
perception.
testify that if you perceive you're recording. You didn't testify that earlier? You didn't say anything about the policy.
I'm still saying, if I perceive that you're recording, you're in violation of my policy, I have to address it.
So if somebody's surreptitiously recording, everything's fine. You have no recourse, is that what you're saying?
I'm sorry?
If someone is surreptitiously recording, you have no recourse then, right?
Somebody what, I'm sorry?
Surreptitiously, in other words, they're recording, but you can't tell. I have a pen camera, I have a pin camera, I have a tie camera.
No, we can't get that defined with it, unfortunately. I wish we could, but we can't.
So if I want to record on TCO, all I gotta do is have a hidden camera and everything will be fine. Is that correct?
You're running the risk of exposing that video,
Risk of?
of like violating our policy.
Then what? How would you prove it?
That's not my job, that's an attorney's job.
So you go by your perception. So if you don't perceive there's a hidden camera, there's nothing you can do. You don't see an issue there?
No.
There's no issue. So in other words, what you're saying is anyone wants to record in the public lobby of the TCO, they have to hide it so that you don't perceive that somebody's recording.
And the customers don't see me either.
On the surveillance, did you see the other people recording there?
No.
Did you see me recording there?
I saw you with your body camera.
Did you see me recording?
I can verify that.
So you still can't tell if I was recording to this day.
I object outside the scope. She wasn't even involved in the decision.
Why she here?
She testified to their general policies. I agree.
And just to be clear, what your direct employee is saying he's mistaken about the recording inside there, what they told the police. Okay, very good.
All right, just more, the video that was showed from the Land O'Lakes office, the August 28th video, the manager from Land O'Lakes office.
Yes,
So that's 6 months ago, give or take?
yes.
Do you have any knowledge of that video?
No.
What you saw in that video consistent with your written policy that you abide by?
After the fact, no.
Talking about cameras and smartphones, that you were asking about the examination of everyone has a camera in their pocket, right? Is your office's video recording policy, is it meant to ban all cell phone use in the tax collector's office?
Not on cell phone use, just the videotaping. Occasionally we have parents when their kids first get their driver's license, of course we want to get that picture. They just pass the road test, we ask them to take it outside. We have parents that like to take videos of a little toddler running through the lobby, and again, we go over and tell them, sorry, you can't do that, you need to take it outside, and they do.
But doesn't the policy actually say this is not intended as an all-encompassing ban on the use of cell phones? So you have to kind of make an analysis on a case-by-case basis, right?
Yes, sir.
Someone walking around with a phone in their pocket, that's not gonna trigger any thought.
No.
Compared to someone with a body camera strapped to their chest with a flashing red light, is that kind of gonna raise alarm?
It is. And a body camera has no other purpose.
You were asked about eye cameras and pen cameras, and your staff, I mean, they can't stop every incident of video recording, unfortunately. Is that fair to say?
Yes,
They try their best.
we do.
Something's obvious, blatant, raises suspicion, they're gonna act.
Right, yes, sir.
So even with the example of the pen, if it did catch their attention, they're gonna react, right?
They are, they're an ask.
Did you have any involvement in the decision that was made to have this individual trespass in the Wesley Chapel office?
No.
The body camera that you tested, the one that says in use in golf harbors,
Yes.
have you ever been able to replicate a scenario where it's flashing red light but not recording?
No.
No further redirection.
You're saying that about your specific body, not mine.
No.
Okay, very good.
Oh, yeah, for this witness. Do another witness, one more witness. That court roll yields out. Good afternoon. Corporal Zalva, were you previously sworn in? Yes, sir. Please state your full name.
Neil Zalva,
And where are you employed?
Pasco Sheriff's Office.
What is your position with the past? No further questions.
I think that's second measure one.
Quickly.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm going to sustain the objection that it's not relevant. Questions not relevant.
It's not relevant that
There are, we're here today.
there aren't, and not answer questions. Miranda's something separate. Miranda went to, Miranda was was created because a guy named Miranda was forced to answer questions, not realizing he had the Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.